So in this video, I'm going to be answering this set of questions using the Find Score tab on the normal calculator sheet here. So what I've done is copy the question here and copied the portion of the Excel calculator on the side here. So here we have borrowers rated A, B, C, or D based on their credit worthiness. So we have a picture that looks more like this. We're told that 37% of them were rated A, so that will be 0.37, and those were rated A. And those rated B, we have 17% of those rated B, 18% rated C, and the rest, that is, if we subtract these numbers from 1, that will be like 28%. That will be 28% rated D. We're told we have a mean of 349 and a standard deviation of 43 here. So that's good. So I can enter that here. The mean is 349 and the standard deviation sigma is 43. So in the first question, we're looking for the cutoff between A and B. So we're looking for the value that will lie at this point. So one thing we know is that at this point we either have 37% of the values above this point, or we will have 1 minus 37%. So if we take 1 minus 0.37, that will give us 0.63. So the area below that is less than this point will be 0.63. So we plug in 0.63 because we need area to the left here. If we plug in 0.63, that will give us a value of around 363. And because we want to round the answers to the nearest integer here, it really does not matter which one we pick. They will both give us 363 there. So for the second one, we want the cutoff between B and C. So we're pretty much looking for this cutoff right here. So again, we can take the area to the left of that point, which is found by adding these two values over here. And if we add those two values, we will get 0.46. So if we plug in 0.46 as area to the left here, again, that gives us 345 when rounded to the nearest integer. So again, we do the same thing for this last part here between C and D, and the area below that is 0.28. So if we plug in 0.28 here, and that gives us 324 as the answer in that case. So after finding those, we want to find the 80th percentile. So basically, what is the score below which we have 80% of the values? Okay, so we just need to find the score here. And again, we can go in here and just put in 0.8 for the 80th percentile. And that will give us the required result. That is about 385 as the answer to that one. And then in the next one, we want the score that corresponds to the 20th percentile. So that is 20% below. So again, if we go up here and plug in 0.2, that will give us the required answer. So that's about 313. Okay, so here we want the minimum score above which lies 17% of the score. Above that score, we have 17%. So we're saying here we're going to have 17% of the score. So above this score, we'll have 17%. So below that score, we can subtract that from 1. We will have 83% of the score below that score. So again, if we plug in 83 here, that gives us around 390. Okay, now we want the middle 98% of the score. So middle 98%, that is, we have 0.98 in the middle. So which means we will have 2% left. And when you divide that by 2, that will be 1% on this side, or 0.01. and that will be 1% on that side. So we want these two values, x1 and x2. So for x1, we can see that the area below that is 0.01, and for x2, the area below that will be 0.99 when we add those two numbers. So we can just go up here, we'll put in 0.01, and that will give us 249 for the lower value there. And then we plug in 0.99 for the upper value. So 0.99, that gives us 449 for the upper value. Now for these last two questions, we want to find the rating for these two given scores. Now recall that we determined that the score that separates A from B, the score right here, is 363, and the score here is 345, and this score here is 324. So if someone scored 366, this person's score is greater than 363. So that person scored A. So someone scored 366, that person scored A. And if someone scores 319, that person will have to score a D, because 319 is less than 324. So those two are pretty straightforward. So this person will score an A, this person will score a D based on the chart we have here.